Welcome to Manga Experts. We are back with another top 10 recommendation list. If you like our videos, please leave a like and a comment of your favorite suggestions below. Without any further ado, let's get started. Number 10. My Civil Servant Life Reborn in the Strange World. He was on his way to buy some beer to celebrate his acceptance as a civil servant when he was suddenly banged down by a truck and sent to another world. Reincarnated as Denberg Blade, the son of a legendary battle race's chief, he slew demons at the age of 8 and a dragon at the age of 12. Subjected to the Spartan-style training of his muscular monster of a father, he lived an inhuman daily life. He must leave this place that is far from peaceful, so he chose to be a civil servant of the Empire. This manhwa starts off pretty good but becomes a little bit lame later on. The main character is overpowered from the start. The art of this manhwa is quite good. There are a ton of characters in this manhwa, some are well written and most of them are just shallow husks. The world building is quite good. The downside of this manhwa is that it starts off as a fantasy action type manhwa and becomes a total drama heavy manhwa after some chapters. This kind of transition in story is not that great. Only read this if you want a good fantasy manhwa with a lot of drama and a huge cast of characters. Number 9. Frey. In time of desperation, he has flames that can kill demons. However, the flames make its master a demon who desires ashes of other demons. Main character is in possession of these flames and she has to kill demons in order to extend her life. The art of this manhwa is good but not that great. During fight scenes, the artist tried his best to capture the adrenaline rush most fights have, but failed. Main character's personality is a little bit on the annoying side. Side characters are written very well. In first few chapters, the plot moves at a turtle's pace, but it becomes better later on. Give this a try if you want an action fantasy with minimalistic art. Number 8. Faust. This manhwa tells the legend of the guardian dragon. Back when God, sages, humans, and the dragon coexisted, there was balance and harmony. But then the dragon betrayed them and suddenly disappeared, and the world came to an end. This is the story of those left behind in the apocalypse, trapped by the bonds of time. This is a fantasy manhwa with a very unique and mysterious story. The whole world is colorless except for some unique items which have colors. The world building is super awesome and the pacing of the plot is also good. Give this a try if you want a good fantasy manhwa with a lot of lore. Number 7. Death Rescheduled. Born into a world where everyone gets one murder a year, Crayolle learns at a younger age than most just how brutal this custom is. After the loss of his best friend, Crayolle swears to end this horrific practice forever. However, there are many who support the one-kill rule for their own reasons, so his journey to change the hearts and minds of the 5 districts won't be an easy one. This webtoon is super lit. The art of this webtoon is amazing and it becomes way more better after first few chapters. All characters are unique and the personality of the main character is just amazing. His interaction with the side characters and his thought process makes him seem more human-like. The fight scenes in this webtoon are very brutal. In fact, the story itself takes place in a futuristic fantasy world. This webtoon is very dark and it is not recommended for people with weak heart. If you can't stomach a little bit of dark story and want a webtoon with a unique story and a marvelous art, then you should definitely give this a try. Number 6. Lord of Goblins. Corruption, greed, war. Lev is no stranger to the evils of the world, as he has spent his entire life fighting the predatory system that ensnared the world's population and turned them into puppets for the leaders of humanity. But when he is assassinated, he finds himself in a new world, with different yet familiar evils. It's a similar road he must traverse, but this time he can do so with a lifetime of experience behind him. This is an isekai webtoon. It has some minor but very well executed kingdom building elements to it. The art is gorgeous, the characters are all brimming with life. The main character is smart and upright. The world building is perfect. This is a criminally underrated gem. Number 5. Pangea. An alien invasion results in humanity's defeat. As war prisoners, humanity was given one condition: use their evolved selves to rid Earth of all monsters within 10 years, before its environment turns inhabitable. Upon victory, their civilization will be returned, but upon defeat, they will remain on Pangea, the most notorious supercontinent in Earth's history to await death. This webtoon is quite good in many ways. The characters are filled with so much charm that they sometimes seem more human-like. The story is also original. It took some inspirations from other works and made them into a unique experience. It is Canvas webtoon, so chapters are short and the art is also not that great, but it still manages to portray a good story. And it is also a little bit dark. Number 4. Bliss, End of Gods. 10 years ago, an earth-shattering war nearly destroyed the world. The survivors built a new world, yet it doesn't seem to have calmed down at all. The one-armed woman with silver hair walks alone in the apocalypse. Her heart is ablaze with a wildfire that will see her through the adventure. However, there's this hidden secret behind the prosperous city in the midst of the apocalypse. This manhwa is quite good. The art is awesome to look at and it can be a little bit ecchi sometimes. The fight scenes are executed pretty well. The story is also original and immersive. Characters are all mythical and well polished. Give it a try if you want a futuristic apocalyptic manhwa with mythical fights and fantasy beings. Number 3. Mage Again. Rangdir Kessel, the greatest mage of the land, sacrifices his life to seal the King of Destruction, Perseidus, in 6 sacred relics. The relics are distributed among 6 different hands to be kept safe, and once again, peace is restored. However, when someone begins to collect the relics to resurrect the demon, Rangdir Kessel awakens from a 600-year slumber as the boy Ranghe. This webtoon has a lot of potential. All characters are well fleshed out and feel like they are part of this world. The author has done a very good job with its world building. There is also some tragedy in it. The art is decent during normal scenes and becomes gorgeous during fight scenes. The story of this fantasy webtoon is very unique in many ways. There are twists and turns you never expect. Main character is overpowered, but his personality is okay-ish. He is going through a lot of character development, so I think he will become more better later on. This webtoon is criminally underrated and a must-try for all fantasy fanatics out there. Number 2. Barbarian Quest. The Sky Mountain Range was a resting place for souls, and the living were not allowed to cross it. Everyone believed it as such. One day, Yurik, the strongest member of his tribe, went over the mountain and found out that it was all a lie. Normal, civilized humans were living on the other side of the mountain. Yurik decided that he will venture and find his own place in these unknown lands. This manhwa takes place in a fantasy world which looks more like a medieval setting without any fantasy beings. The art of this manhwa is marvelous and fight scenes are also done perfectly. The main character is a barbarian and he is totally ruthless. The overall world building is also great and there are minor war type scenarios here and there. This manhwa is best for medieval era suckers like me. Number 1. God Game. Rayan Asura awakens in the void, bound by chains. He doesn't remember who he is or how he arrived in this world of white. Little does he know, he's been entered with millions of others in a twisted game where only the strongest prevail. Rayan is anything but strong, but does he have a bird secret that can help him survive? The main character has been summoned to the God Game where participants have to either prove their worth or die entertaining the gods. This manhwa is totally underrated. The art and expressions of the characters are portrayed very well. The fight scenes look amazing. The story is also original and the personality of the main character is also unique. The world building is massive. Give this a try if you want a survival manhwa with good art and a fairly decent story. Do you agree with our picks? Check out our other videos for more suggestions and don't forget to give us a like before going. Until then, take care and we will see you in our next video.